Okay, we're back. The last video I did was center console. I also talked about why the steering wheel is removed. Put some dirt on it. I'll clean it up in a minute. But time for the rear carpet. Got the strip right there. I don't know how this is gonna work out. I really don't. I think it was attached to that strip and then folded over on to this panel. Here's the aftermarket carpet, as well as these rear panels. I can't install these until we install the tail lights. So let's get the carpet in place. Also, you know what we can do right now as well? I don't have the rear spare tire mounted yet, but we can just toss the spare tire in the trunk. It's not mounted to the rim yet, but just get this out the way right now. Leave that in there until we get it mounted. We'll use that to kind of keep that section puffed out some. And let's mount the camera and let's get started. This strip, let me get this strip. Hold on, let me brace some things away up for a second. Yeah, I don't want to knock a hole in the seat. So here's the strip. And we got the knife back there. I don't think I'm gonna need it. I believe the other carpet was attached to this, but we're gonna see what we can do. So let's put the other carpet back here and let's see what I can do. It's fitting pretty good already. A lot of lint on it from when it's been sitting up. Pretty good. Feel the spare tire. No rim, but of course it don't have to. It should be loose fitting back here. I ain't got to worry about tacking it down. Although I may attach some Velcro here, a patch of Velcro here, and maybe here, so it can stay down firmly and it can be easily removed in the event you need the spare tire and use the jack. So I may put some Velcro on the ends, or I may not. I don't know. Let's see. But I just want to sit down. My concern is here. Trying to get this attached to hold the carpet inside of that channel, as well as hold it onto here. So let me mount the camera. Let's see what we can do. I'm quite sure there's a few ways to do this. If you guys have done it another way that I'm trying to do, let me know. Maybe I'll remove it, but this is the way I'm gonna try to go with right now. Let's mount the camera. Let's see. Okay, I got it to seat in that channel. However, I don't like it. I don't like how this is. This is not working. This is not working. It keeps sliding out. Look at that. It just comes out easily. This does cap the top of this off, but it slides out easily. I don't like that. I don't like that. So I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do really quick. Can I use a thin strip of Velcro and attach it first and then pop this on, because this does cap it off. And what I noticed too, you don't want to be inside of here because this will sit out too far. Let me see something. Yeah, you don't want to be too far in because this will stick up. You want to kind of be right on that line. At least that's what I'm guessing. The other carpet was stitched to this, obviously, and which held it in place. So now I gotta improvise. Now I'll actually put something on here to weigh this down. You don't want to put screws in it, and I could one in the corner like these. Will it affect something? No, because it'll be tucked under here and it locks into place under here. Just like these bolts sticking out, you won't get stuck by it. It won't affect anything. It won't puncture anything. So I may just go that route. I got these self-tapping screws. Let me get one here, there. So we'll remove this strip right now. We'll remove this. We don't need this right now. Let's remove this strip. So we want to have this taut, firmly taut. So we'll put some screws here, one screw here. That's self-tapping screws. So we'll put one here. I just want a clean look. One in the corner here. I pulled the carpet back, so I'm gonna put one here. Because Velcro would work, but it may come loose from here. I got this top part Velcro. I just don't want the Velcro to make it stick out. The Velcro to add some height to it, just a little bit. Even if I use some thin Velcro. The Velcro will allow it to move easily, as well as the screws though. The screws will do the same thing, so I may just go the screw route. So let's get some screws in here, because we want this to be firmly put, and I can put, once I get it in the right place, I can set something on here to keep it way down so it can flatten out. Then ultimately vacuum it. So I'm not gonna go the Velcro route. Let's remove this. Let's size this up, and we'll put some screws in here. One here. Let me see, I may have to do one here, maybe every 6 inches. Let me do some math. Let me calculate the length of this so we can have them spaced out correctly, accurately, and then I'll use some self-tapping screws like these. They're not that long, so I'm not worried about anything. As usual, they sit just like so. I don't have to worry about them puncturing anything or messing up anything. So we'll use screws with that. Let me show you guys the screws I'm using. these are the screws we'll be using. They're really small, self-tapping screws, 1/2 inch length. All right, let me measure this up and we'll drill this up. We'll drill those in. Okay. Could use Velcro, but I might as well keep it distant. This is how it came from the factory with the bottom. They put screws in it, so why not? Let's put some here. We'll have them as best we could with capping off with this. All right. Okay, I have them spaced out at 7 1/8 of an inch apart, totaling 5 screws. Should give us a firm fit here without much lift between. Once I pull it tight, as long as we're here, this is just about right on this side, and I'll work my way over as I pull it tight. So, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna drill it in. Let me mount the camera. We're just gonna go from there. That's it. Okay, that's a pretty clean look. It's a magnetic bit, Milwaukee magnetic bit. I'm a DeWalt guy. This Milwaukee bit is a magnetic bit. I love they bits. The magnetic ones. I'm just a DeWalt guy though. But clean look, clean look. And now let's slap that piece on. These screws are actually really good. Of course, this will smoothen on out once we set something on here to flatten this down. And yeah, let's see what we get. Let's pop that piece on, that piece of trim on. Pretty clean look. I may do some adjusting down here. I may have to adjust it a little bit, but it's pretty clean and it looks nice. It looks nice. Let's see how this looks propped up. It looks good like that. So we want this to be nice. And like I said, I gotta put something here to look, it's pulled up kind of far. It's pulled up here, so it needs to come back just a little. They need to be pulled tight back. So of course that cover, those covers will come close out some. I had that, but we want this to be pulled taut. So I don't know. Once that's pulled taut, this should be good. So I mean, don't mess with that. I'm not gonna mess with that because you can come back some more. And got a little space up there with the tire, but we're gonna let that lay flat for a while. It should flatten itself out like that, and it should be okay. Let's raise it up and just see. Okay, that looks good. I'm gonna leave that alone. That looks good. I like that. You see. That looks good. That looks really good. Really, really good. So we're gonna leave that like so. And you guys can see once I push it up, so when I pulled it up, lock it in place. And push back just where it needs to be at. As you see, it's actually hidden right here, so it couldn't go back any farther. You know, this is an aftermarket carpet as well, so of course it's not cut perfectly like the factory, but look at that. Perfectly, it's a perfectly aligned, the best I can get it, due to how it's cut. Same as over here, it's all the way over. Flush on both sides, so decent, did a good job with the cut. But I like that. We're just gonna leave it like so. I like that. I may remove this strip and just dab those with some black touch-up paint, and you won't even notice they're there. And it'll look good. Factory too. That's what we're aiming for. That factory look, but that looks nice. That looks nice. And once this settles in, I should get the actual spare in here as opposed to just the tire. Should puff out a little bit more. And vacuum it out. Once this sit in here for a while, this should be fine. So I'm gonna stretch it back out. We'll let it acclimate in the car or settle. So I'm gonna push this back and let this carpet settle just by sitting as I'm working on it. So it should start to settle in and look factory. All this should start looking nice, but it's all coming together now. Next thing will be the rear tail lights, all the new bulbs, cleaning these terminals, making sure we'll have no issues. There's some rust in here, no issues with the turn signals or anything, and the backup lights and tail lights, and start messing with the exterior. But yeah, the interior is pretty much done. Pretty much done. And things turning out really nice. It really is. So, hope you guys found this video helpful. Not sure which way you guys installed y'all new carpet in the rear, but I'm going with this. I will pull that strip up some, and I got touch-up paint for this car. I'll touch it up. I'll touch those up. You won't even notice they're there. Let me see if I can find it. I got some touch-up paint. We'll touch those up. We'll dab them with a fine brush, and it should look even more cleaner. All right, stay tuned for the next video. Thanks for watching. Terrence and I'm out.